First, the FBI anticipates and defends the public against threats from bad actors who use AI and machine learning to commit cybercrimes and who target the AI and machine learning systems that are used for legitimate and lawful purposes. Second, the FBI defends our innovators in the U.S. who are building the next generation of technology and AI so it can't be turned against us. And third, the FBI examines how AI technologies can benefit the American public, for instance, by triaging and prioritizing data to help solve crimes.
Talk to me about AI bias and what some of the concerns are there. This is why I love talking to you, Phil. You ask all the right questions. There is exciting time period. Look at facial recognition. If you look at how fast that we were able to track down the individual alleged who murdered the CEO of United Healthcare Company, there was a system of televisions and security cameras that were able to help the NYPD track that. If you think recently what happened where we have American missing in Syria, he was found. Obviously, Syria technology capabilities are completely different than NYPD, but it goes to the overall idea that artificial intelligence, facial recognition, really bringing together these different videos in order to find missing persons. The challenge with that, Phil, though, is the biases that are associated with it, particularly here in the United States. If you look at the way that marginalized communities have been over-policed and overly surveilled, blacks are 5 times more likely to be arrested than white Americans, and black and Latinos make up a majority of the incarcerated population than they do for the U.S. population. What does that mean? There's more mugshots that are in the system that can lead to unprecedented biases within facial recognitions that will help allow the law enforcement to really enforce the implicit biases that already exist. That's why it's important the United States government begin to pass data privacy laws and actions and really take a look at what the European Union did with artificial intelligence and how they said restricted use of facial recognitions when it comes to policing, only when it comes to the guardrails of missing persons and serious interests.
Police officers are using AI to write crime reports, which brings up some really interesting legal and ethical issues. So this new AI tool will basically review the video footage and listen to radio chatter. This is data that's been generated via a body cam. Then it will go ahead and draft a crime report, apparently 100% accurate according to this quote, which saves the police officer 30 to 40 minutes of writing it by hand. So one really big question here is how this is going to work in court. These police reports are used in court. What happens if a police officer is pulled into court to testify about what happened and they say, well, I didn't actually write that police report, the AI did. There's a certain plausible deniability there. There's also obviously the question of hallucinations. As we all know, AIs can and do make things up, which when we are preparing a recipe for banana bread doesn't matter. But if it's going to be an illegal document that's used to prosecute a human being, that's a problem. This quote at the top of the article with the police officer saying it's 100% accurate and better than anything he could write is really worrying. So what happens in these cases is the humans will use the AI and they will initially check the AI's outputs. But after the AI produces 10, 20, 50, 100 good reports, they're going to stop checking. Or at least their checks are going to get really lazy. And that opens up a big gap for hallucinations, and it only needs to take one to slip through to ruin someone's life. The other slightly worrying thing about this story is that the software this AI has been developed by Axon, the same people who make the body cams. Personally, I'd rather see law enforcement work on their own AIs rather than rely on third-party corporate ones. That's putting a lot of power into the hands of one corporation. I think that the use of AI in law enforcement in general is probably inevitable, but we need to be really careful about how it's deployed.